In this topic, we will look at calculating the quantities of the earthworks. In the next topic, we will use this information to plan the earthworks. This video looks at the calculations required to estimate the amount of cut and fill required for a set design. We will then go on in following videos to show you the details of this. This long section shows a new road, which is shown in grey. This has been constructed over an existing area, which is shown as the green line. You'll recall that a long section is a view of a road looking from the side. It's as if you chop the road in half along the centre line. The earthwork starts with the excavation of soils from the cut areas at either end of the road, which is shown in blue. The soil from these cut areas is transported and laid in the fill area in the middle of the site, shown in red. In planning and pricing the earthworks for this project, we need to estimate how much soil needs to be moved. That is, we need to calculate the earthworks volumes. You may also see the word volumes referred to as quantities. So earthworks volumes, earthworks quantities, same thing. Let's start by looking at a small section of the earthworks from chainage 720 to chainage 820. Note that it is the interface of the fill and cut areas. So the section from chainage 720 to chainage 790 is fill, while the section from chainage 790 to 820 and so on is cut. So let's look at that in a three-dimensional view. So here are the ground and road surfaces. The existing ground surface is shown in green. This is what the ground looks like before we do the earthworks. The new road is shown in grey. This is where the road surface needs to be after we have completed the earthworks. We want to build the road, but need to do the earthworks to reshape the existing ground surface to the required shape upon which we can build the road. To do this, we will build a fill embankment where the road surface is above the existing ground. That is, we need to lift the ground surface up to the new road level, and we need to put a whole lot of dirt there to lift up the ground surface. The ground that is above the road needs to be cut down, so we do a cutting. We need to estimate the quantities of cut and fill required to do this. We do this by dividing the road into sections and estimating the volume of each section. Then we add up the volumes of each section to get the total cut and fill volumes. In this case, the convenient size section is between chainage points. Remember that the chainage points are the distance from the start of the road construction. In this case, we have chainage points every 20 metres, so we will calculate the quantities for each 20 metre section and then add them up to get the total cut and fill quantities. From that, we can figure out how much plant we need to move the soil efficiently, how long it's going to take us to do the earthworks, and how much it will cost. The first step is calculating the volume of each section. The first step in calculating the volume of each section is to calculate the cross-sectional area at each chainage point. That is those red trapeziums that you can see there with A720, A740, A760, so on. So we need to calculate those cross-sectional areas. We then multiply the average area over the section by the length of the section to get the volume for that section. Then we add up all of the section volumes to get the total cut and fill. Now don't worry if you don't get that just yet. We're going to look into it in a lot more detail in the following videos. But first, in the next video, we're going to do a little bit more about how to calculate those cross-sectional areas.